Alright, so WandaVision's 5th episode just came out. I talked about it a little bit before. Um, Not really it necessarily, but rather my anticipation for it. But yeah, it came out this morning at 1, and I watched it at 3 because Disney Plus was being awful. When I watched it at 3, also I couldn't get to sleep. I don't know if the two things were related, so bad work day. But when I watched it at 3, it was titled what's it? It was titled Episode 5. Now it's titled On a Very Special Episode, ... I thought that was kind of a neat. I've been liking the sitcom names. But, yeah, this episode likes to raise questions, and right at the end is something so fucking cool. I knew it was coming, and yet it still surprised me. So she's talking, like, in episode 3, she was talking about Pietro, and that conversation is continued a little bit in episode 4. And then in, Monica was talking about Pietro, I mean. And then in, episode 5, she's talking about how she has a brother who's very far away, and sometimes it makes her sad. There, boom, her subconscious is manifesting Quicksilver. If she can't bring back the dead, then now she's drawing from other realities. The only thing is, I think, unlike Vision and the children, she's actually able to control him. The dead giveaway here is, one, he... Like, fuck, what? He doesn't seem to realize what's going on, right? Vision and the kids are sort of figuring all of this out. But he is just like he's always been here. Like how Agnes and Norm are acting. He's just acting like he's always been here, which is whack. He says long lost bro can't give your sis or give his sis a hug or something like that. In one, that doesn't sound like him at all. And two, that's whack. That's fucking whack. He doesn't acknowledge, whoa, how the fuck did I get here? He's just like, yep, this is my world now. They have descriptive audio, which I assume is for people who are blind. I gotta go tend to something real quick, hold on. Sorry, I'm really feeling this quote I found on an Optimus video. He just says, I kinda wish murder was legal. I got this one bitch in mind. Like, obviously, I'm joking. I'm not sure if he was, but I think the quote's fucking funny. So anyways, it wasn't Optimus, by the way, who was saying that. Don't take that shit out of context. I am not slandering anybody. That's a fucking quote I found on the I found that he found on the Twitters. So, anyways. What the fuck? Hacks. That's what this is. This is hacks. So anyways, descriptive audio, which I assume is for blind people who want to watch, because obviously they can't see, so they have little narrations every now and then, which I think is genius. Well, it starts out kind of, you know, mundane, and it's like, Wanda's jaw drops, and then it just says, it goes out of its fucking way to say that Wanda is looking at the version of Quicksilver from the X-Men films. It's words, not mine. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure it said Pietro. But one, to continue the whack thing, is she calls him Pietro. I forgot about this earlier. I kind of just skipped over it. In the X-Men movies, his name's not Pietro. Or maybe it is, but he goes by Peter.
Dr. Forson, do you read?
That's a fact.
I'm about to give you your distraction.
A fact that I actually need to fact check real quick before I start making claims. I've just fact checked it. His name is Peter Maximoff. I thought they changed his last name as well to, you know, Americanize it. I have never heard the word Americanized, but that was on the article I just found. So yes, Peter Maximoff. It's not Pietro. So why the fuck is he going by Pietro? So I think he's being mind controlled. She's just like, Pietro? And he kind of shrugs. He's just like, yeah. Now it could also be that he's like, Weird pet names, alright. They're maybe pet names, not the right. This isn't the Ultimates version. So maybe pet names is not the right, But, weird nicknames. Alright, that's your style. Dude, this better not be the fucking Ultimate version. So, making an observation everyone else has made. But, dude, I'm sorry, there was a fucking weird glitch in the Matrix. Like, I've been experiencing a lot of weird glitches in the Matrix. So I've just been seeing weird shit around the house. It's been bugging me. So, anyways, the Pietro thing, that's weird enough. And then the descriptive audio is like, from the X-Men films. And I hear you saying, well, how else were they going to say it? Well, they could have just said a different version of Pietro. They said the one from the X-Men films. There were a million ways they could have phrased it, and they didn't. They said X-Men films. So I am fucking dead set in that. They could have said a different version of Pietro. Or, I was gonna say Chris Evans's, or Evan Peters' Pietro. Or Wanda is shocked as she's seeing a version of Pietro that is not her own. Something like that. So one, I don't think some random citizen from Westview that looks like Evan Peters is now Quicksilver. That would be so disappointing on so many levels. You realize that, right? Dude, it's the same thing with Mandalorian. I was watching John Campea, and Robert Meyer Burnett, I think is his name, was saying that this new character played by what's his face? I can't remember right now. Sorry. I've been having his name like every time, so I don't know why I'm forgetting now. Basically, the guy who played Jango Fett. This new character isn't Jango Fett. It isn't Boba Fett, but it's Captain Rex or some new character. And John Campea was just like, "That would be incredibly disappointing, Rob. That's not happening. You can't do that. That's Boba Fett." And Rob's like, "Don't tell me what they can't do." And yeah, he was wrong. So to anyone saying that this is a different version of Quicksilver that is unrelated to the X-Men films, I say that would be very disappointing. You could be right, but that would be very disappointing. Like, what benefit does that have to not being the X-Men versions? What possible benefit? I feel like you can't just, like, what? People would be excited if it was that version, but if you're just like, nah, it's just a random version. What does that add, having a completely different version played by the same actor? Like, dude, if they have Patrick Stewart as, like, the main MCU Xavier, that's cool. But if they have Patrick Stewart and it's not the X-Men Xavier, and it's not the MCU Xavier, it's just some random Xavier, what's the point? This is Xavier from Earth 3, but the X-Men Earth is Earth 67, and the MCU Earth is 616. But this is the Xavier from Earth 3! What's the point, exactly? Unless you plan to do that later. What the fuck? I mean, are you just not allowed to touch? Like, unless there are legal landmines, what's the point? Am I right? Murder's about to be legal, let me tell you. Or maybe I can get through the rest of this video without any more interruptions. Like I'm saying, that would be extremely disappointing. What is the purpose of that? With the Boba Fett thing, Rex is only disappointed because we've had plenty of Rex, but people want more Boba Fett. People want Boba Fett to actually have a character, like he does in Clone Wars, but in like the movies and TV shows now, I guess. Because let's be honest, Mandalorian's, it's presented as a TV format, but it can just be watched as like a really fucking long movie. Maybe there's some parts of it that don't really work in a movie, but what is the difference between a movie and a TV show aside from length and budget? But eventually the budget doesn't even matter, right? So really, there is no difference, is there? It's just length and release and how it's released. Netflix shows might as well be a movie. They're released on the same day. You're probably all gonna binge them in a single night. You know, it's like having a really long movie, but there's a pause in between. There's intermission. Like, yeah, if it was a movie in the theater and there was that much intermission, it would be fucking unbearable. But let's be real, it's not what's going on here. So WandaVision, I'm fucking telling you, if Boba Fett were going to be Captain Rex or a new character in that show, in The Mandalorian, that would have been disappointing, but there'd have been a purpose to that. If this Quicksilver is the Earth fucking 3 Quicksilver and not the Earth, what did I say earlier, 67 version? If it's not the X-Men version, what's the point to him even being here? Is it going to be an Easter egg? Because you're going to have a cliffhanger like that with the very last words being, who's the popsicle over there? I don't even know what the fuck that means, by the way. So, like, they're clearly, like, yeah, they had it in a little comedic way, but that's a cliffhanger right there. Well, it's not the definition of a cliffhanger, but that's a cliffhanger right there, right? They're building up to something. That's not going to be an Easter egg. Because they could have just gotten Aaron Taylor Johnson back or a new guy. But that's the X-Men movie version. The narration even says it, dude. That's the nail in the coffin, in my opinion. I'm about to murk someone. More interruptions again. So, yeah, like, there's just no purpose, man. I'm hoping if Magneto and Charles Xavier are not going to be the cameo that Elizabeth Olsen was talking about, that we see at least Quicksilver do like Time in a Bottle or Sweet Dreams or something like that, or maybe both. Dude, like in Time in a Bottle, he just has to there's like a lot of gunfire from fucking Sword. I've just developed oh my god, the secrets of the universe now rest within my brain. So Sword has like Wanda and Vision countered. I don't fucking know how you do that because those two are godlike, but you know, a bunch of Sword agents. Maybe they've been depowered by some tech or something. There's like an X gene inhibitor. They have those, I believe. And so Quicksilver just goes around punching, and you know, at first it starts out like the stuff he normally does, but then he just unleashes an uppercut, and then he picks up a guy by his legs and he just throws him at another guy, and then he lets the carnage continue. I mean, that would most definitely fucking obliterate someone, let's be real. Someone would probably explode, but let's just ignore how physics work, right? And that's the Time in a Bottle sequence. But then, all of Westview fucking explodes, and that's the Sweet Dreams sequence. And then they have another sequence, and that's going to be a new song, probably. That would be fucking sick. That better be, because she said who or what. This is a who and a what. I mean, I know that's really far off from where we're at now. But, dude, license those 2 songs and you're set. Like, I think it might be possible that I have just predicted the world. Like, dude, if it's not going to be Magneto and Charles Xavier, which it totally needs to be, fucking end with that. Except don't make it a cliffhanger like Luke just walking off with Grogu. Hey, have any of you seen the Star Wars filibuster? I love that video. It's from a show called Parks and Rec, I think. But he's just like, well, if I'm gonna lose the Falcon to you, I'm gonna steal your girl. And so he did. Oh, that was fucking funny. Anyways, my god, I'm about to... Dude, it's every 2 minutes, isn't it? Alright, I'm back. Who knows for how long this time. So... Yeah, anyways, without getting off... Motherfucker, I'm about to murk someone if that's another interruption. Alright, so seriously, I don't understand why they would do that. Yeah, I got interrupted, so my mind has just rewound. I hate that. Did you ever just start your conversation from the fucking beginning? When you get interrupted? So where the fuck was I? Why are there so many cops? And was that gunfire? That doesn't seem pleasant. There was actually a big shootout nearby earlier. They had military police involved, so that's fucking wizard. Yeah, I just accidentally brought a word back from the dead. What about it? Fucking wizard. I say accidentally because I meant to say wicked, but I said wizard, and yeah, that works for me still though. Still works for me though. Fuck. Speak like Yoda, I do apparently. I apparently do. I can't even speak like Yoda right. So anyways, yeah, WandaVision came out. It's fucking metal as fuck, and I can't wait to see it. Hopefully we can watch it earlier or later, but anytime there's a loud fucking noise, Zach goes fucking berserk. And anytime there's a buzzing noise, or a chainsaw noise, or a helicopter noise. And I mean, dude, you wanna know fucking something stupid? Like, I should probably keep this shit to myself, but it pisses me off so much. We were watching Mandalorian while Zach was here, right? All the lightsabers going off all the time. But now, ever since we watched a Mythbusters episode featuring lightsabers, he's going to lose or he's lost his shit every subsequent time. I just slapped him and told him, no, you don't get to do that, and yeah, so I'm like, dude, you can't fucking find a new thing to lose your shit about every 5 seconds. He's lost his shit in there, which is why I keep having to leave. You can probably hear him slapping himself. So, that dude kept me up all night on Monday and on Wednesday. Not this Monday and this Wednesday, but the previous Monday and Wednesday. And then he's keeping everyone else up all night, and then he loses his shit anytime we want to do anything for ourselves. I've just fucking had it with that guy. So, yeah. I'm gonna end it here because I have this whole experience has been just talking about this has been thoroughly unenjoyable since I have interruptions every single fucking time I do it. So yeah, we're gonna end it here. I'll pick it up in a better mood next time. Later. So WandaVision has reportedly hinted at a cameo at the end of WandaVision that'll be game changing. That'll be a Luke Skywalker type reveal. I say reportedly because it's kind of weird. They didn't exactly say that, but at the same time they exactly said that. The interviewer phrased a question a certain way to where the actress could basically say yes or no. There was no other choice. You couldn't say, well, you can't do that. So, but they said either way we have something to look forward to. You know what I think? I think there are only two things that I can think of at the moment that work. One is completely game-changing and completely fucking impossible. The other is far more likely, but also quite unlikely. Now, one, Elizabeth Olsen said, who or what happens. That is really strange. That is really strange phrasing. Or who or what shows up or happens. I can't remember the exact phrasing, but it was really strange. It caught me. So it might not even be a person or robot, or it might just be like an item. Maybe it's one of those commercials that comes in and explains everything, right? That's possible, right? But what if? By the way, that's coming out tomorrow. I can't wait to see. Not like the final episode or anything, but something interesting for WandaVision. So the fifth episode, by the way. So the first thing, just imagine at the end, Wanda's powers are ramping up. It's going to be just something deadly. It's going to kill thousands of people, and so her powers are ramping up. It's getting worse and worse. The tension is escalating, and so Wanda digs deep into her subconscious and her conscience or conscious, and she pulls out Pietro from two different realities, and Magneto from one or the other. I don't care, either or really, because we know Evan Peters is going to be in the show. Might as well have two Quicksilvers, right? And so she pulls out Magneto, and I don't know which one it is, but he'll be like, "Come, daughter," and then you'll hear a sharp ringing sound, and maybe you hear, you see Magneto like sort of reel back in a little bit of pain, and then he just snaps back and says, "Nice try, Charles. It's not gonna work this time." And then Charles Xavier shows up, and Wanda's like, "Why aren't she brought back Magneto intentionally, so she's not gonna. It's gonna be like Vision. She's gonna let him do whatever the fuck he wants, right? But Magneto and Quicksilver are probably the same. She's not gonna want to change them just so that way they fit into this reality she's made. But she'll probably be like, who are you, and why haven't you been affected by this bubble?" And Charles will probably be like digging in through her mind so that way he goes in unnoticed. And so Charles will just sort of walk through. Maybe he goes to a Monica Rambeau or someone and is like, "I believe I could be of some assistance," and he maybe Monica is skeptical, like, "Who are you? Who the hell are you? And what the hell are you gonna do?" So then he just opens up with a maybe he says something, and she's just like, "Oh, what? So you're just gonna walk right in there?" And he'll be like, "Yes." And so he'll put his fingers to his temples, or to his temple, whatever, and just waltz right in there. Tries to get a hold of Magneto, who he senses is in there, and tries to get a hold of Scarlet Witch. He realizes the familial connection. He sees what's going on, so he walks into the bubble and probes both of their minds, so that way he goes in unnoticed. If he goes in unnoticed, he will go in unchanged. We saw what happened to the Beekeeper. So he just waltzes in there, and maybe he tries talking Wanda out of it, but Magneto has no idea what's going on, so he just sees Charles and he wants to snap at him. And then you want to make the internet go nuts, even nuttier? You just have Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool drop in, saying, just chanting, "Fight, fight, 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 fight," trying to escalate things so that way they fight. Maybe he insults both of them in hopes to get them to fight one another. That would be awesome. The other thing that would cause the internet to break is if Batman showed up. Either version, but I think Ben Affleck has more potential. If Batman just, he showed up. It's impossible, which is what I talked about earlier. That's what I said. But, yeah, that would break the internet, wouldn't it? People are saying Charles Xavier and Magneto are showing up would break the internet. I think straight up, if Batman showed up, shit would be fucking... I think that would break most people. Because you know what? I would be so super hyped because I thought it would be impossible. But other people might just get pissed off because they're stupid and believe, hey, you have to pick Marvel or DC. And now their whole world has just been fucking shattered. And I can shit on I can pre-order and then shit on their grave. So yeah, WandaVision, do us a favor, get Batman. Yeah, I wouldn't put any money into that though. I don't feel it in my bones. I do feel Magneto and Charles Xavier in my bones. I'm convinced. I am fucking convinced. You cannot convince me. Dude, what else is that cameo going to be? If it's going to be the Fox Quicksilver, that's not going to happen, dude. And we know it's not going to be Spider-Man or Doctor Strange. Because that ain't going to happen. We've already been talking about those guys. So that narrows it down quite a bit. It's going to be Magneto and Charles Xavier, maybe Deadpool, or it's going to be Batman. That's it. I mean, I guess it could be any Justice Leaguer, but if they're getting one, they're going to have Batman. Just imagine, like, Batman and Superman get pulled into Wanda's reality, and they all have to figure out what the fuck is going on. They're like, what's happening? Like, it's just the Batman versus Superman, like Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman before Superman gets killed by Doomsday, and so Superman, as they're like going into the reality or into Wanda's bubble, just says, "Is she with you?" And then Batman says, "I thought she was with you." And then they look at Wonder Woman, and then they look at their surroundings, and they're like, "Where the fuck did we go?" That would be the shit, dog. Make that crossover happen. I've been fucking rooting for it, but you know it ain't happening. Doctor Strange 2, Madness of the Multiverse, now featuring Batman. Wait, no, Madness of the Multiverse was the good name. Instead it's Multiverse of Madness. And then Spider-Man 3, now featuring the Justice League. Now, if that was going to happen, though, we'd have gotten reports by now. They could not hide something that fucking massive. Hiding Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian is one thing. That was clearly filmed in person. In, like, not in person. Clearly filmed in private. But no fucking way you're hiding Batman showing up in these movies. So, like I said, impossible. Don't get your hopes up. Just wanted to put it out there because it's true and funny. But Magneto, Charles Xavier, I know for a fact that that's happening. And when I'm proven wrong, I'm going to be very disappointed. When I am inevitably proven wrong, I know it's coming, I know I'm wrong, even though I feel it in my bones, and I know I'm right, I'm going to be very disappointed. Alright? That's just how it is, right? That's just how it be sometimes. You look up in the air, you're like, is that a bee? And then you're like, the bee just looks back at you and he's like, yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. Dude, I'm so excited that I'm stupid right now. Alright? My brain isn't here. Shut up. So, yeah. But dude, I will put $20 on the line. I don't know what I'd do with the $20, but if it is not Magneto and Charles Xavier, mark my words, $20 will be just gone. I'm betting $20. I am betting that shit. When I am wrong, the $20 is gone. Alright? I have a lot of disposable income. That's not exactly chump change, but it's what it is. It is what it is. So yeah. Let me know what you guys want me to do with the $20. I don't know if I can give something that small to a charity. Although I'm sure most charities would be willing to take $5. But yeah, I don't really know how that works. So you just let me know, alright? $20. You know what? Let's figure that out after I'm proven wrong, and then I'll get back to the $20. Yeah, just let me know. But I'm feeling it in my bones, guys. Sora from Kingdom Hearts will be put in Smash. Resident Evil characters will be put in Smash. I don't know how. I have my ideas. I'm feeling that in my bones. Also, as fighters, not as they'll come with fighters, stage, or it'll be a fighter, a stage, and some music. Feel that in my bones, and I feel this. What I've just said about WandaVision having Magneto and Charles, that's in my bones. I feel it. All right, there. 20. You know what? Fuck it. $20 per thing that I'm wrong about. I'm feeling this in my bones, alright? In my fucking bones. Alright, bye guys. I'm dead serious, by the way. You just let me know what I should do once I'm proven wrong, and yeah, because let's not get any hopes up before I'm proven wrong. Or you know what? Fucking do. Leave it in the comments. I don't care anymore. Let me know. ASAP. As soon as possible. Let me know. And signing out.
This is Control. Boss wants a status update on 2 bridges. Over. Observation post reporting in. All clear. Coordination. Who's there? Spider-Man's here. Don't move it.
Yeah, we need to have a talk about boundaries.
Hey guys, I got a theory. A bunch of theories. So, we know all of the ads in WandaVision are probably... Okay, so no and probably. You know, it's fucking cold out here. Sorry, I'm recording my... I had to change the recording location. I got a bunch of theories on WandaVision. So, most of the ads are probably going to connect to something at the end. There's maybe going to be like a super ad, and imagine if it starts with Hydra Soak. The super ad starts with Hydra Soak. Maybe, okay, so,
That'll slow Sable down some.
what was the guy from, oh my god, the guy from Age of Ultron, he was, the Hydra guy, he was, I made one of my WandaVision videos, I had him, hold on, fuck, Strucker, so, I think Strucker, I don't remember him dying at all, like, I don't think he died, for sure he was arrested. Let me look up Strucker death. Strucker death. Baron Strucker death. His base of operations was discovered by the Avengers before he was killed in his cell by Ultron. Oh, fuck. Alright, he's dead. I still think that if WandaVision can resurrect the dead, I'm referring to the bubble, by the way, not Wanda or Vision, or the show. I was referring to the bubble. If the Hex can restore the dead, which is to be determined, then Strucker might be the boss of Director Hayward. Was that his name? Hayward? I'm forgetting names. WandaVision. Cast: Elizabeth Olsen, Wanda Maximoff, Evan Peters, Paul Bettany, Kat Dennings, Darcy Lewis, Catherine Hahn, Nosy Neighbor, Agnes, alright, Monica Rambeau, Randall Park, you all, none of these guys are... It is... Motherfucker... I can't find the guy. Director Hayward, whatever, that's what we're gonna call him. He, basically... I think he's evil. I think he's working with Hydra, and he's infiltrated S.W.O.R.D., like Hydra infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D., and, he and Wanda perhaps have some sort of history. Perhaps they know each other from, when Wanda was working for Hydra. And now, and at first he was, he was keeping up appearances. He was like, well, I don't know who Wanda is, so I'm gonna... She's the victim. But fact of the matter is, as soon as he had reason to believe, he dropped the ruse, and now he's like, alright, we gotta kill Wanda. So I think that what we're dealing with is gonna be, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be cray-cray. So Hayward is a grunt who's infiltrated S.W.O.R.D. And Strucker, or someone else, is watching over him as part of Hydra. And perhaps they mixed the blue soap from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with Wanda's powers by, I guess, giving it to her to make her become unstable. And so now that she's unstable, they can get whatever they want, really, out of her. They just have to guide her in the right direction. Because in episode 1, rather than spilling their story, which doesn't make any sense, she instead just says, she instead just keeps repeating herself. She's like, well, our story, we were married in, our story, and she never finishes anything. She just keeps repeating herself. I think someone implanted false memories in her. So now she remembers like 3 different versions of events.
The more the better. AIM will attempt to initiate a shutdown protocol.
And now, as a result, she couldn't pick one. And perhaps some of these events are painful and have sort of shaped who she is by tricking her into becoming someone else.
AIM has initiated their shutdown protocol.
Ow. And so, I mean, now we just wait to find out what's going on. But I think my theory about the Infinity Stones is accurate. If you remember, I made an Infinity Stone theory a while ago. Basically, I declared that the Infinity Stones are probably still around, working at full capacity, but now no one can use them because they're turned to dust. And so now they're spread across the universe. And eventually they'll reform. The trailer almost looks like that's what's happening. And now we're getting just a lot of interesting stuff. Wanda is certainly the bad guy of this series so far. But she could just be a minion. You know, Scarlet Witch messed with Hulk's head. What if Hydra is now messing with hers? Right? It makes fucking sense. So you get the Hydra Soak and the Strucker. And hey, dude, maybe these commercials are her memories. Maybe that's what those are. Am I a fucking genius or what? Those commercials aren't just something that plays during the episodes. It's not just something that plays during the sitcom portions. The commercials are her memories. That's fucking genius. And so the commercials are shaping the way she behaves. And then Anne Campia, from the John Campia show, she mentioned that they
I'm inside AIM security system.
hold on. She mentioned that Wanda might also be stuck in, or might also be imprisoned in the because we know people can't escape the bubble, the hex. But Wanda, even though she can enter and exit freely, she doesn't want to.
The shutdown protocol.
This is giving her exactly what she wants while trapping everyone else in there as well. If there's some evil plan, that can be part of it.
The shutdown protocol.
But perhaps they didn't think her power was dominion over reality. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. She created this reality. If she can alter reality, why can't she
AIM security system.
pull things from other realities? So we have Quicksilver from the Fox universe. There's something that Hydra wants, and that's what they're doing it. And that's how they're doing it. So the bomb, the Stark bomb memory, that has been changed into the toaster advertisement. The Strucker watch, I think that Strucker was left.
I've breached AIM security network.
I think they tried to alter the memory, and it, they still, when they altered the memories, they still left some stuff in there. Why would Wanda want to revisit personal tragedies when the whole point of this is to escape them? I think some of her tragedies have been removed from her mind or altered in some way. The toaster, it beeps and beeps and beeps, and it's from Stark Tech.
I was able to obtain several
If you think about that,
vital AIM intel. It
that
will
almost
take
seems
some
like
time to analyze, but it should prove a boon
that almost
to
seems
the
like they're
resistance.
just like, there's no bomb. It's just a toaster, but she still has traces of the bomb left in her head. Then the Strucker. That almost seems like Strucker, they wanted to get rid of that name so that way she wouldn't know who that was. And now and so they're like, alright, well, the Strucker is a watch. We couldn't erase the name from your mind, but we could alter its meaning. Like if you go into your phone and go to, I have not figured out how to do it. I've been trying to do it lately, but you can make shortcuts and stuff. So if you type in something, you can change it to where if you type in MCU, it comes up as Marvel Cinematic Universe. So you don't have to type every fucking thing that I just listed, right? But I just mostly used it to mess with some people. If you typed in, I went to my brother's phone and altered it, and it says like, if you type in the word you get dick. If you type in the word Batman, you get dick. That kind of thing. So, I heard you like Batman is now, I heard Dick liked Dick. So I just do that kind of shit to my brother every now and then. He fucking hates it. But I can't figure out how to do it on my phone anymore, so that's kind of weird. But yeah, so they just altered the meaning of those terms. The way I can alter the meaning of the terms on my phone. It's like, oh, it reads this, and it also means this, so we'll switch it to this. So Strucker is a watch. That's what that is. And the Stark stuff, well, we couldn't erase that, so we'll just make it a toaster. Hydra Soak. That one's kind of weird. I feel like probably a symptom of being exposed to the blue soap. Assuming that's a legit thing. I can't find the source on it, but I've seen the clip a few times. I'm gonna go back and watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anyways, so yeah. But then the Hydra Soak. What was the next one? There was Ooh! It was one more. That's it, because the other episode 4 didn't have one, did it? It was let's see. WandaVision ads. Meaning. There we go. I'll just type in meaning and I'll probably find it rather than just looking at breaking down the in-episode ads. Collider. So we had this one. No, that's the first one. Some general observations. The Strucker. The Toastmate. Wait a moment. Man, they are going in depth, aren't they? The Strucker. Alright. Hydra Soak. No, thank you. I don't need any blue soap. Lagos. That was what it was. I couldn't remember. So Lagos. It's a wipe to clean up messes you didn't mean to make. And the red liquid very much made me think of blood. There's a lot of blood on Scarlet Witch's hands, sort of. I mean, in my opinion, I don't think she made the problem worse. It was more like being negligent, though. People would have died anyways had she done nothing at all. So, I don't know, man. But, yeah. Basically, during Civil War, she split up the Avengers in a place called Lagos. And, it was not her directly who split them up, but it was a big part of that. She tried to save Cap from Crossbones, who was going to blow the fuck up. And, she lifted him into the air and it destroyed a building. Presumably, all the people inside died. And I believe, right as that happens, she says, "No, I didn't mean to," and then, you know, cut to the next scene. So, clean up messes you didn't mean to make. Lagos. Makes sense? At the very least, that memory change seems to be... Because it's so fucking weird that she would be making these advertisements that don't make any sense, right? Like, alright, so she was so shaken up by killing 1,000 people, she's gonna make a joke about it by, turning it into toilet paper. Or not toilet paper, paper towels. She was so fucking distraught that now it's funny. I think they altered her mind, man. And perhaps along with the mind alterations, her personality, too. And besides, I doubt we've seen all of the ads so far. Because, there are episodes still going. Like, in the 50s and the 80s and all of that we haven't seen yet. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s that we haven't seen yet. They said that, or the characters said that the episodes, it was more than one episode per decade. I don't know how much, but we know that they're still going. It's not changing. So, like, we're missing out on a little bit of information, and I'm sure if anything's important, they'll give it to us because, well, I mean, they probably only... Like, none of that is probably supposed to be important. It's just like there was no reason to show it, so why would they? Obviously, because that's not the point of the... This analogy made more sense in my head. But I'm willing to bet there were 23 episodes per decade. So, yeah, at least 10, but 23 is the usual standard, I think. So, yeah, we're probably not missing anything. But there's certainly a lot to consider with this show. It's kind of weird. I really like it. It's like it has you intrigued by the first two episodes, how they're just like sitcom episodes. You see that something's not right. It just gets unsettling every now and then. And then the Diva. Still pig barely. But yeah, it gets unsettling, it gets creepy, and then in episode 3, the ending is real fucking creepy. Episode 4 is just creepy from beginning to end. And episode 5, it's interesting because like the sitcom parts aren't funny whatsoever. It's just spooky. I'm pretty sure they even minimized laugh tracks. And even some of that laugh track bullshit was like very unsettling. Especially what happened with Norm. Like, dude, episode 5 so far, it has me intrigued. Like, episode 1 and 2, I was intrigued. Episode 3, I was interested. Episode 4, you have my attention. Episode 5, where the fuck are you going? Take me with you. So, there's a lot to consider here. I don't know where it's going, and I want to know. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But yeah, the theories I'm running with, Director Hayward. Okay, well, I'll start from the beginning. Theories I'm running with. The Infinity Stones are still around, hence the universe not crumbling. See, these guys were taking... The Avengers were taking the Infinity Stones from the timeline, which would obviously plunge everything into chaos. But the Infinity Stones are still... They still exist. They're just dust spread across the universe now. And eventually they will reform, just like what seems to be happening with Vision. The stones have been returned, but our universe is still unfucked, whereas their universe would have been crazily fucked. So, now we see, in the trailer, it looks like the Mind Stone is reforming. That means that I was kind of right, so hopefully I was right. But basically, the Infinity Stones are still around. They're just spread across the universe in little bitty bits. Eventually, they will reform. There we go. The second theory is Director Hayward is a grunt working for Hydra, who also is Hydra is trying to alter Wanda to make her go mad. She altered the Hulk's mind. They're altering hers. Makes sense to me. The blue soap, Hydra soap. That one? Yeah, sure, the Hydra soap. Remember? Tahiti, even. Not exactly what it was, but if you watch the Hydra soap ad, it's almost like they referenced fucking Tahiti. That's not how it happened, but that's what Tahiti was, basically. So, yeah. Hydra soap is just Tahiti in your brain. And she's living. Tahiti was a paradise for Coulson, and well, this seems to be a paradise for Wanda when it's working right. If you watch the show from the beginning, how Wanda's like something really weird happened with Dottie, and then something really weird happened with Agnes, and then the way she's shocked about the helicopter. I think there's going to be an episode like Titans that's like a flashback, but from Wanda's point of view rather than like the sitcom point of view. And so we'll be seeing some of these sitcom events or some of the episodes, but they won't be like a sitcom. They'll be like more realistic and stuff like that. Like the Titans Aqualad episode. Basically in Titans you had you had Deathstroke kill Aqualad, and then the next episode was about Aqualad. So that's what's going to happen here. I think episode 7 is going to be a flashback, and we're going to see that Wanda was modifying this reality subconsciously. She's not the one who made it. Not entirely, anyways. She had a hand in creating it, but she isn't the only one manipulating it. And so we'll see Wanda flashing back. She seems oblivious. Not oblivious. No, in the last episode she seemed oblivious, episode 5. But obviously she wasn't. She was damn well sure about what was happening. However, episode 1 and 2, she's like, Viz, something weird happened earlier with, and it's almost like she's a split personality. Obviously, at the end of the episode 2, she rewinds time, and she's like, no. But that's weird. That's the only time that happens. Those episodes are like, it was subconscious, for sure. Until that beekeeper pissed her off. It's like she doesn't entirely know what's going on herself. I don't really know what's happening, but Wanda isn't the bad guy, I don't think. But Scarlet Witch, I think this Quicksilver might break free from Scarlet Witch's alterations, and then snap her out of it. Or maybe Vision, how he did that thing to wake up Norm and then mess with the computer. The way he did that, I think maybe Quicksilver can talk down Scarlet Witch, or maybe Vision can temporarily break her out of her trance. Because she's acting fucking weird. Can we all agree on that? I know that there's a lot of grief here, but it's almost like she developed a split personality that activates at times and then just retreats back into her. She's acting fucking weird. I mean, like, what is even going on, right? So Quicksilver will either talk her down, maybe there will be an awesome fight scene at the end, and we get like a Quicksilver time in a bottle, or sweet dream sequence type thing. But but Vision might be able to temporarily bring her out of her trance. And that badass cameo she was talking about was Charles Xavier and Magneto showing up. Magneto as her father, and Charles Xavier can be like sensing like mental anguish, realizing that she's a mutant, and then he can like freeze her brain to stop her from doing whatever it is she's doing, or he can break her out of her trance. It'd be kind of cool if like that whole reality just exploded. So when Magneto is maybe like Magneto and Quicksilver are fighting, fighting Wanda, and so Vision's like dead or something, because in Spider-Man: Far From Home, I'll have to rewatch the movie. I heard John Campea say that Vision is still dead. I don't know if that's legit. I don't remember anything like that in the movie, but that's what he said. So, I think it would be cool if, like, Vision, there's no coming back for Vision. So, it's Quicksilver and Magneto, Evan Peters versus Ian McKellen or Michael Fassbender. And so they're fighting and they're losing. And then they're resisting the power of Wanda's reality, but Wanda's hex. But then you have Charles Xavier, who was able to get in undetected by messing with people's minds until the last minute, where he walks in there, played by either James McAvoy or Patrick Stewart, and he just says, "Hold her down, I can do the rest." And so Quicksilver goes in and punches her in the face, and then Magneto wraps her in metal, and then Charles Xavier just puts his hand or his like fingers on his temple, and then just shuts her down, and then the reality just explodes. Everything turns red, and then everything's on fire, and then suddenly quiet, but all of the buildings are destroyed. Everyone's alive, but everything within that little bubble was destroyed. That would be badass, right? Can we all agree? Some people are saying Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, could show up, and yeah, he fucking could. We've heard repeatedly that he's always in talks with Marvel and whatever. I don't know why they would do that, though. Aside from cool points. There's really no reason for him to show up. I guess it kind of makes more sense than Luke showing up to get Grogu. But at the same time, I don't think that's what they're doing. I'm dead set. This is the Quicksilver from the Fox universe, and that cameo is going to be the Xavier and Magneto from the Fox universe. Hopefully played by Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, but James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender wouldn't go unnoticed. James McAvoy does have to be in a wheelchair, though. He has to be in the wheelchair and bald. I'm just saying. Absolutely has to. No, there's no like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, get out of here. So Michael Fassbender can do whatever it is he does, I guess. There's not really any way you can screw up Magneto, since he's done such a good job already with the character. He'd have to go out of his way to screw it up, you know? And I think James McAvoy has done a great job with the character, but this cameo absolutely fucking needs him to be done a certain way, whereas Magneto can be done really any way. And Evan Peters is kind of weird. Like I said, he's responding to Pietro, even though his name was Peter. And he just doesn't even seem to realize that he's not in his own world. I thought that he wouldn't be controlled by Wanda. I thought that whatever Wanda loved would be uncontrollable because the babies and the Vision, they seem to be like very difficult to control. So I thought she gave them freedom, but no, she just can't for some reason. So yeah, right? What do you guys think about these theories? I'm very confident in really all of them, except for the Professor X and Magneto one. I'm really hoping that's what happens, but that one's hopes, not really expectations. Whereas everything else I've mentioned here, I feel like I'm right about, and no one seems to be talking about. So I gotta get to uploading this video stat.